I'm here with top Los Angeles defense lawyer John Murray. And John, I know that recently you've had a lot of success in representing clients who got charged with DUI, who have dentures or bridges or crowns or various dental devices that can affect or sort of cause falsely high readings on the DUI breath test. Can you tell us more about that and how that works?
Sure. Again, we're talking about contamination, and it's alcohol contamination. A completely sober, legal person can blow into one of these breath test devices, and he can have a result far and well above a 0.08, unfortunately, because of the contamination effects. See, when alcohol is exposed to the air, it does actually evaporate or burn off rather quickly. But when we are talking about dental devices, those dental devices can actually trap the alcohol, and that alcohol can slowly escape out from behind the dental device and then blown into the breath test device as you test.
Really, I mean, the breath test is trying to measure alcohol, right?
Right.
But it's supposed to measure alcohol that's in the deep lung tissue, in the alveoli, or sort of the very base of the lungs. But what you're saying is if there's alcohol that's in the mouth when they take the test, then that sort of contaminates the result because it's not supposed to measure that alcohol.
Right. See, the breath test devices themselves are calibrated to test only one thing. And it's not just breath, but it's breath that comes from the deepest parts of the lungs where we find these alveoli sacs. The alveoli sacs are right next to the blood flow, and that's how there's this exchange of gases, whether it's alcohol, carbon dioxide, or oxygen, and then it can be exhaled or inhaled and exchanged through the breathing.
And the sort of the concentration of alcohol in the sort of deep lung tissue is thought to be proportionate to the concentration in the blood itself.
Exactly. The devices themselves are actually calibrated to test that breath that comes from that deep lung air, so that it makes a calculation looking at how many parts of alcohol in blood versus how many parts of alcohol you'll find in that breath sample.
But if you have a dental device, or sort of bridges, retainer, dentures, then it may actually retain that alcohol and you still have it in your mouth when you go to take the test.
Sure. Well, I've seen studies, and I've actually seen this done in front of me, where they will take a person and they will have them blow into one of these devices, and they will blow a 0.00. That person's alcohol free. And then they will put mouth alcohol into the mouth. It could come in the form of a mouthwash, even gum. They've done this with gum. And then if there's alcohol in that mouth, when they breathe into it, even though they're 0.00, I've seen them actually max out the device after blowing into it with the mouth alcohol in it, whatever alcohol is put in the mouth. And they max out, I think it's a 0.499 is the highest those breath devices will go.
Wow. So, I mean, it can cause an extremely high false reading on the breath test machine.
Extremely, yeah. Yeah, you could have a completely innocent person looking falling down drunk once they breathe into those devices.
Now, as a DUI defense lawyer, have you had success in representing clients who are sort of in this situation where you suspected that there was mouth alcohol?
Sure. I've had, actually it was a 1413 on 2 separate devices. There was mouth alcohol present, and that was our defense, and we actually won that trial.
So basically the client had a 0.14, 0.13 BAC. That at least that's what the machine registered.
Yeah.
The client claimed that he was innocent. You took the case to trial before a jury, and the jury found him not guilty.
That's exactly right.
So John, the take-home message for our viewers is that if you do have a dental device, like a retainer or bridges or dentures, and you got arrested for DUI, and sort of the machine registered a BAC that you think is way higher than your actual BAC, the person should go and sit down with an attorney like yourself who understands the science of how this works and can really bring it out before a judge and a prosecutor and a jury towards getting the charges reduced or dismissed.
Sure. In all cases where there's a medical or dental issue that may have caused a problem with the breath testing, it's important to get those medical files or those dental files immediately and give me the opportunity to take those medical files and sit down with an expert like a doctor or a dentist to discuss about how these devices work, how they sit in the mouth. Another thing we have to look at is, what type of drinking pattern did that person have, if any at all, and it's very important to start early, get the ball rolling on those cases so that we can get things turned over to the DA, figure out how we're going to use it in our defense, and get ready for that trial if necessary.